You probably think humans are the only clever species to build tools. But what if I told you some animals are rewriting that rule book, and in ways you'd never expect? From chimpanzees cracking nuts with stone hammers to birds turning sticks into surgical instruments, the animal kingdom is packed with innovators that rival our own creativity. And today, we're diving into the top 10 animals that have learned to use tools in astonishing ways. By the end, you may never look at your pets, or the wildlife around you, the same again. Let's start with chimpanzees, the masterminds of the forest. Imagine walking through the jungle and stumbling across a chimp perched on a rock, hammering away at a nut with such precision it looks like a miniature blacksmith at work. These apes don't just smash. They choose the right size stone, adjust their grip, and sometimes even use an anvil rock to steady the nut. It's not just survival, it's craftsmanship. And it challenges us to ask, where does culture really begin? But chimps aren't alone. Their cousins, orangutans, have been spotted transforming simple branches into makeshift back scratchers or even umbrellas against the rain. In the swamps of Borneo, one orangutan was filmed sharpening a stick with its teeth before using it to spear fish. Picture that, an ape fashioning a hunting weapon. It's the kind of moment that forces us to rethink what separates us from them. And then there are dolphins. We often admire their playfulness, but in Australia's Shark Bay, bottlenose dolphins take it a step further. They pluck sea sponges, fit them over their beaks like soft helmets, and dive into rocky seafloors to hunt. The sponge protects them from sharp coral, letting them probe into cracks for hidden fish. What's fascinating isn't just the ingenuity, it's that mothers pass this technique to daughters, just like human families passing down recipes. Take elephants. They may be gentle giants, but well, they're also practical engineers. In the wild, elephants strip branches of leaves and use them as fly swatters. They've even been observed plugging waterholes with chewed-up bark to prevent evaporation, returning later when the heat has passed. In that one move, they reveal planning, foresight, and patience, traits we like to believe are uniquely ours. Of course, no list would be complete without the crows. If there's an animal that could qualify for an engineering degree, it's the New Caledonian crow. These birds craft hooks from twigs to pull insects out of holes. But what's even more mind-blowing is that they can solve multi-step puzzles, using one tool to access another, almost like they're playing a real-life version of chess. Scientists sometimes set up challenges for them, and the crows outperform expectations every single time. Who knew a bird brain could be so brilliant? But here's where it gets really surprising. Have you ever heard of sea otters using tools? These furry ocean acrobats float on their backs with a rock balanced on their belly, smashing open stubborn shellfish. It's adorable, yes, but it's also effective. Each otter has a favorite rock, sometimes carried for years, almost like a treasured heirloom. In their world, tool use isn't just practical, it's personal. We can't skip capuchin monkeys, the tiny South American tricksters. They've been filmed cracking open palm nuts with stones so heavy they can barely lift them. And, you know, they don't just drop the rock. They adjust the angle, switch techniques, and even train younger monkeys by letting them watch. It's actually a form of apprenticeship, a skill handed down through generations, turning tool use into a tradition. And then there are octopuses, the aliens of our oceans. One species, the veined octopus, collects discarded coconut shells, tucks them under its arms, and carries them like portable armor. When threatened, it reassembles the shells into a shelter. It's the ultimate DIY project, straight from the deep sea. Watching an octopus build its own mobile home is like witnessing a glimpse of intelligence that feels eerily familiar, yet utterly otherworldly. Woodpecker finches, found in the Galapagos, take the term pecking order to another level. Instead of relying solely on their beaks, they pluck cactus spines or twigs and use them like spears to jab insects hiding in tree bark. Imagine a bird pausing mid-flight, selecting just the right stick, and then wielding it like a sword. It's a reminder that even small creatures can rewrite the rules of survival. And finally, let's talk about ants. Yes, ants. In the Amazon, leafcutter ants are famous for farming fungus, but other ant species use pebbles to disable rival colonies or drop bits of debris into liquids to create floating bridges. Some even fashion sponges out of leaves to carry water. Tiny bodies, massive impact. They prove that intelligence isn't always measured in brain size, it's measured in results. When you line up these 10 animals, a clear story emerges. Tool use isn't uniquely human. It's a thread woven through the tapestry of life, from oceans to forests, from sky to soil. These creatures don't just survive, they innovate. And perhaps that's the greatest twist of all. Because while we like to think of ourselves as the pinnacle of problem solvers, the truth is we share this legacy of creativity with the wild all around us. So the next time you see a crow tugging at a twig or a dolphin surfacing with a sponge on its beak, remember, innovation isn't ours alone. It's nature's greatest inheritance, and we're just one of many species carrying it forward.